Coach, have you got a new analogy today for the cowboy and the horse? Maybe changing up for tomorrow's game with Reimer?
Well, again, we've made numerous statements about 1A and 1B, and you guys have heard them. And obviously, we've had goaltending that has been way above average, and we think that both guys can go in and win us hockey games. And right now, in the situation we're presented with, we'll make again a decision with back-to-back. One guy's going to play one night, and one guy's probably going to play the other night, unless somebody pitches a shutout. So we'll make that decision tomorrow.
Is something you might want to get away from that 1A, 1B just with having Rene starting the last 6 games?
Well, that's your determination of who's 1A and 1B, not mine. We just feel that both guys are capable of giving us A-quality goaltending, and we think that when one guy has a little bit of a slip, that we have ample depth at net that will provide us with what's necessary to have success.
I guess, is it inevitable that regardless of how good the goaltending is, there is going to be the occasional slip at this level?
I don't know so much as, that if you look at the goals, the deflections and those things things that seem to mount against you. I don't think very often you're going to see a goaltender give up a puck that's driven down the ice 200 feet, stops it, and it rolls into the non-play area that he can't play it. I don't think you're going to see a dump in from the blue line, hit a stick, halfway to our net and change direction. And those are the things that go against you when we have a night like we had last night. And there's no other way to explain it than that's sports, and now we have to regroup, move on, and get our feet underneath us and focus on the task at hand.
Randy, a lot of teams in this league use 4 lines. Have you given any thought when you're playing a lot of games in few nights to maybe resting your tough guys, putting a bit more skill on the 4th line?
Well, again, we're in a situation where we only have one extra body. So, the body that we have, this has been Fraser McLaren. He hasn't played a tremendous amount. And with the injury to Clarkson, then you had to put a body in, and he was the guy. Now, with Clarkson looking like he's a possibility, a very strong possibility for tomorrow, then there's one guy extra. So, again, we will revisit, and we, as you can believe, we've visited a lot. Lineup decisions are always difficult. They're most difficult, but we take our time, and a lot of considerations go into it. The schedule, the opposition, the number of games in a short period of time. I think we got 6 and 9 nights coming, or 6 and 8 nights coming. So we've got a lot of hockey to play, and it's going to be in some tough buildings, and a lot of them are going to be on the road. So that's what we're focusing on, is get a good start in Carolina.
Randy, you're also in a situation last night where you needed goals in the 3rd period, and Peter Holland's on the bench, and McClement still continues to play. Did you give any thought to switching that up and maybe getting Holland out there?
Yeah, we did put Holland a couple of shifts with where Kadri was, and we moved them in and out, and we moved JVR around, and I put Lupul up with Kessel, So it was one of those where you're making decisions based upon, you think that those players were looking for a spark. And, when we did get a goal late, I didn't think we showed the necessary desperation until late. When they went up 4-2, we decided to get a little bit upset. And then we showed some desperation at that point. But again, in our building, we got to show a lot more tenacity. Like I said last night after the game, I still feel the same way today.
Is Gunnarsson one of those guys who could be an option as well?
Yeah, it would be again, both players are day to day, as I stated, and if they weren't, we would have put them on IR. That really was, because IR means they got to be out 7 days, so they were not into that from our medical staff. The diagnosis was basically that they would be day to day.
Does Gleason maybe give you desperation? That was a thing at this time of year, Randy, but you're playing a team that's very close to you in the standings. It's possible to come back. I don't want to see it, but come back at no longer in the playoff bracket. I mean, how desperate are these times right now?
Well, these are always tough times in desperate times. You're going to see a lot of hockey being played desperately till the Olympic break, and then once that break takes place, then everybody will be trying to rejuvenate themselves and get it ready for the stretch run. But with us, right now, we've got to get our team playing to a more competitive level, and compete is the key word.
Does Gleason maybe give you some options in terms of moving Gunnarsson elsewhere and balancing your bench?
Yeah, again, you know, if that's always a possibility because we played Gleason with Phaneuf, and I thought Gleason acquitted himself very well. I thought he was noticeable in the hockey game. I thought he played the type of hockey that he's capable of playing and he's played before, and hopefully that's just the tip of the iceberg for him. And we think that again gives us some more flexibility, and there's nothing to say that Gunnarsson doesn't go back with Phaneuf, but it does give us some options.
Special teams need to improve it all at this point.
Well, you know, if you look at last night at our power play, I thought our power play took momentum away from us at times because we had, I think, 3 straight or 4 straight, and we knew the one call was coming. Yeah, we knew it was coming. We talked about it. We knew it, and you know the call that against Lupul, we think it was a pretty soft call, but when you get 4 in a row, you're not in a position to criticize.
Was that just the difficulty? It's a team that's struggling on the PK, and then certainly there's those opportunities there, but just
well, we weren't sharp. We didn't have the necessary desperation on the power play to create momentum. You know, and then the one shift we did, they throw it 200 feet down the ice, and that happened. So that takes the wind out of your sails.